In today's video, we are going to be ranking each championship club by how much their squad is currently valued at. So this takes into consideration the value of each player at a selected championship club. We are going to be including the market value of loan players in today's video. So obviously if a club wanted to go ahead and sell all of their players, they wouldn't get any return on a player who's currently on loan there. But it does give us an overall indication of the squad value of each squad. And from that point onwards, we can go ahead and judge who's doing well this season and who's massively underperforming given the value of their team. All of the figures that we're going to be using for today's video have been taken from Transfermarkt. They have a formula for going ahead and working out squad value, taking into consideration things like form, length of contract, but market values are very much subjective, but this one still gives us an interesting gist. If you do go on to enjoy, do leave a like, but without any further ado, let's hop into it. Coming in at the bottom of the ranking, we have Wigan Athletic with a squad value of just 16.2 million. Their most valuable player according to Transfermarkt is Ryan Nyambe, and I mean this goes to show what we're working with this season. It is still very much the bones of a League One squad. They didn't do all too much investing into this squad over the summer, and I think Wigan are probably seeing the consequences of that with their form at the moment. Kolo Touré wasn't afforded that much time, and to be honest, it was a bit of a strange appointment in the first place, but having the lowest valued squad in the championship just shows how much they're up against it. Next up then, and in 23rd place, we have Rotherham United. I was expecting to see Rotherham around about the bottom of the table. They're coming in with an overall squad value of 19.3 million, only having a handful of players who are valued over that 1 million mark by Transfermarkt. Ben Wiles is their highest valued player according to the website. Obviously they've recently lost Dan Barlaser, who was a massive part of that squad. 22nd place we have Huddersfield Town with a squad value of 26.1 million, so making it into the bottom three of the least valuable squads in the championship. If we take Huddersfield's squad value from a season or two ago compared to what it is now, it has seriously reduced over that time. Obviously in the summer they sold off two of their most saleable assets in Lewis O'Brien and Harry Toffolo. As things stand, their most valuable asset is Michael Healick, who's actually turned out to be a really good signing for Huddersfield, to be fair, but it is a little bit of a misshaped squad at the moment. In 21st place we then have Luton Town. Couldn't believe how low down Luton actually were on this one, but according to Transfermarkt they've got an overall squad value of just 26.2 million. First of all, it speaks to the miraculous job that Luton have done with recruitment over the years, the fact that they have been punching above their weight and they have been so savvy in the transfer market. They've also lost James Bree, who obviously brought quite a bit of transfer value to this squad as well, but I would suggest Transfermarkt is a little bit lower than I'd be on quite a few Luton players in that squad, particularly with the transfer values of the likes of Colton Morris and Elijah Adebayo. In 20th place we then have Blackpool with a squad value of 26.5 million. They are massively boosted up by the players they currently have on loan. Actually, 4 of their 7 most valuable players are currently loanees in that squad. The likes of Patino, Bowler, Morgan Rogers all bring in quite a bit of value to that Blackpool side. In 19th place, we then got Reading with a squad value of 27.7 million. Reading have done fairly well to bring together a team considering the restraints they've been under over these last couple of seasons with, transfer embargoes, the fact that they've been working exclusively on free transfers and loan deals, but the likes of Tom Holmes, Mamadou Leon, Ovie Ejaria, Lucas Jow all still have quite healthy transfer values. In 18th place we've got Bristol City with a squad value of 28.2 million. Their overall squad value has taken quite the hit after the sale of Semenyo, who was one of their most saleable assets. Ranking as their most valuable player right now we have Alex Scott, who's an absolute gem in the middle for them. Also Hanno Masengo, who still ranks quite highly for value even with his expiring contract, and I mean it's been a real shame to see how it sort of ended with Masengo at Bristol City, the fact that he has been cut adrift this season. In 17th place we have Coventry with a squad value of 29.4 million. It's the usual suspects who do bring in the vast majority of Coventry's squad value, the likes of Gyökeres, O'Hare and Gustavo Hamer, all counting for quite a lot of that value, and I'd actually suggest would go for quite substantially more than they're actually valued at on the Transfermarkt website. We're gradually getting up there in terms of the numbers. In 16th place we've got Millwall with a squad value of 31.8 million. The likes of Charlie Cresswell, Jake Cooper, Callum Stiles, Billy Mitchell, Zian Fleming, all quite highly rated and bring quite a bit of value into this Millwall squad. Coming in 15th place we've then got Cardiff. Wasn't sure where this squad club would rank, I actually had them in my head a little bit lower down, certainly beneath the likes of, Coventry and Bristol City for overall squad value, but Transfermarkt's got them with an overall value of 32.5 million. What helps them out is they've got quite the bulk of players who are valued at just above that 1 million mark, which adds up and overall accounts for just over 30 million. Just above Cardiff, we have their fierce rival Swansea with a valued squad of 33.5 million, which is just ahead of Cardiff's valuation. The bulk of the Swansea value is made up by 3 players, Ben Cabango, Matt Grimes and Joel Perreault, who are all substantially valued higher than the rest of that Swansea squad. In 13th place we then have Birmingham with a squad value of 35.3 million. Birmingham are massively boosted up by the loanees they currently have at the club. 4 of their highest 5 valued players are actually all on loan. The likes of Hannibal, Bielik, Trusty and Sanderson all bringing in quite a bulk of that squad value, although the likes of Bacuna and Bellingham are also valued quite highly. Slap bang in the middle of the table we have Sunderland with a squad value of just over 40 million. I think it speaks to how well Sunderland have actually recruited both in January so far and in the summer transfer window. The fact that their squad is valued at over 40 million, and then looking at the values of the fellow squads that they were promoted with from League One are both ranked below 20 million. Yeah, it really speaks to the great recruitment that's been done at Sunderland. In 11th place we've got my side, Preston North End, with a squad value of 40.9 million. Quite a bit of our squad value is made up by the loanees. We currently have the likes of Liam Delap, Troy Parrott, Alvaro Fernandez all bringing in quite a bit of that, although the likes of Freddie Woodman, Emil Rees, Ben Whiteman, Alan Brown are all valued over that 2 million mark. In the top 10 we go. In 10th place we have Stoke just above Preston with an overall value of 44.1 million. Quite a bit of that value is made up by Harry Souttar, undoubtedly Stoke's most valuable player. They do also have some loanees which bolster their squad value, but the likes of Ben Wilmot, Jacob Brown, Lewis Baker all valued fairly highly as well. In 9th place we then got QPR with a squad value of 46.2 million. It is the usual suspects who make up a lot of that value. Chair, who is one of the highest valued players in the Championship, Willock along with him, and despite his contract situation still really highly rated in terms of his overall value. And then some of the loanees which make up the rest, the likes of Jamal Lowe, Ethan Laird and Tyler Roberts. Hull City's overall value took a massive step forward in the summer with the influx of players that they had coming in from Europe. Their squad currently valued at just under 50 million, 49.7 million as things stand. Of their 12 highest valued players according to Transfermarkt, 11 of them have been new signings either on a permanent basis since the summer or on loan. Jacob Greaves actually heads up their most valued players at the moment, around about that 8 million mark according to Transfermarkt. The likes of Oscar Estupinan, Malcolm Ebioway, Aaron Connolly also bringing a lot of value. West Brom are back on track under Carlos Corberán and are now looking like the top 6 outfit that we all thought they might be at the start of the season, and their squad value certainly ranks them as one of the most valued squads in the Championship. Once again, just under that 50 million mark at 49.8 million. Their most valued player, Daryl DK, good to see him finally getting, properly integrated into this West Brom squad after some massive injury layovers. Making it into the top 6, we have Blackburn Rovers with an overall value of 58.9 million. Despite his contract expiring at the end of the season, Burton Diaz is still one of the highest valued players in the Championship, and Blackburn also have several young and upcoming stars who are valued quite highly given the fact that they've had plenty of Championship experience behind them already, the likes of Tyrese Dole and Ashley Phillips, both really highly rated. It's no great surprise to see Middlesbrough having one of the highest valued squads in the league. They've got immense talent all over the pitch, which is finally being unlocked consistently by Michael Carrick. An overall squad value of 59.8 million according to Transfermarkt. Interestingly enough, their 2 highest valued players according to the Transfermarkt valuations are actually 2 of the loanees they've got in this season. Cameron Archer, who we've still not seen all too much of in a Middlesbrough shirt, and also Ryan Giles as well, 2 Premier League loanees. And it's no real surprise to see the 4 highest valued squads are all teams who have previously played in the Premier League. Norwich are coming in 4th place with an overall value of 75.3 million. What I found absolutely crazy was the fact that Max Aarons actually has a higher transfer value than the entirety of the Wigan Athletic squad, which is absolutely crazy. The likes of Josh Sargent, Gabriel Sara, Marcelino Nunes, Timu Pukki, Angus Gunn all bringing in massive value to this squad. Just slightly ranking above Norwich with an overall value of 75.9 million. The usual suspects making up a lot of their overall squad value, the likes of Sander Berger, Ahmed Hozic, John Egan, Ilman Ndiaye, Ryan Brewster, Ollie McBurney. There is so much quality throughout this entire Sheffield United squad, and that's reflected in this massive squad value, particularly when we compare it to some of those Championship clubs lower down. In January so far, Burnley have been absolutely ruthless in the transfer window. They were brilliant in going ahead and reassembling the entirety of that squad in the summer window, and it's no surprise to see them with one of the highest valued squads in the Championship. They're absolutely running away with the league this season along with Sheffield United, and that's reflected in the fact that they do have one of the most valuable squads in the league. You know, companies working with some great players, and that's a testament to how well Burnley went ahead and refreshed their squad. With an overall value of 87.8 million in their squad, it absolutely dwarfs some of these other figures. But claiming the #1 spot and with the most valuable squad in the Championship this season, it's actually Watford, the only team who has an overall squad value over that 100 million mark, overall value of 109 million. And maybe this speaks to the fact that, you know, this season has been an underperformance by Watford, by the fact that they're nowhere near the top 2 race in terms of the points tallies and how many points the likes of Burnley and Sheffield United are currently clear of Watford. They do have the 2 most valuable players in the Championship according to Transfermarkt, with both Joao Pedro and Ismail Assar bringing in massive values towards this 109 million mark. I think when you stack up that value of 109 million with some of these others in the Championship, it is crazy the different budgets that each team is working with. But guys, there we have it. That will wrap it up for today's video. Just a little bit of fun, and one that I thought was quite interesting to compare where a team is in the table at the moment compared to how much their squad is actually valued at compared to everyone else in the league. But guys, if you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and do stick around and subscribe for some regular Championship content. We do also have one game going on in midweek as well, so do leave your predictions down below for that. It's Luton up against Cardiff. I'm going for a 2-0 Luton score prediction, but do leave your comments down below. And apart from that, I'll see you all in the next one.